Greetings everyone. Today I would like to talk about an experience of mine and how the Bible taught me to deal with a situation like this and changed my opinion towards it. Some time ago, I had a moment of celebration regarding an achievement. But to be honest, I wasn't happy about it at all. And the reason why I wasn't happy is because I was carried away with a lot of emotions and people's opinions towards me. When I say people, I'm not talking about strangers, but I'm talking about my friends whose opinions mattered the most to me. My friends were analyzing and reasoning out why I achieved instead of appreciating me for my achievement. It broke my heart knowing that my friends couldn't appreciate me, instead they were reasoning out my achievement. It made me think about my worth. It made me question, do I truly deserve this achievement, or are people finding it difficult to accept me? What is it like? If you think you are one of those who had an experience like mine, and if you are struggling to come out of it, this video is for you. Why did it matter so much to me that my friends couldn't appreciate me? Well, if you can contemplate an answer, you will understand that I was struggling to establish my identity in their opinion. I was struggling to get their approval. And why do you think my friends couldn't appreciate me? You may say that they might have thought that I may go aloof when they appreciate me, and that is why they couldn't appreciate me. Or they might have thought that there is someone more deserving than me, and that is why they couldn't appreciate me. Or they might have simply disliked to appreciate me. In other words, they might have felt jealous towards me, and that is why they couldn't appreciate me. The first two reasons can be understood and accepted, but what if your friend is feeling jealous about you? And why does your friend feel jealous about you? Psychology says that jealousy is generally referred to as a thought or feeling towards insecurity, fear, or concern due to relative lack of possession or safety. Jealousy is usually caused because of low self-esteem. So once again, we see another case here, struggling to establish one's identity. In both the cases that are discussed here, in the case of the one who is hurt and in the case of the one who is causing hurt, we see a struggle towards establishing one's identity. And this is the crux that is causing friction between these two individuals. So how do we usually establish our identity? We usually try to establish our identity based on people's opinions and their approvals. We try to do everything and anything to satisfy people and please them, to get a positive response about us from them. And what happens when we fail to receive or when we fail to establish our identity in their opinion? People with balanced self-esteem do not get affected by people's opinions. And when they fail to get or when they fail to establish their identity, they will definitely try an alternative way to build their identity. But people who have an imbalanced self-esteem do get affected by people's opinions. So these people try to express their feelings through emotions like hatred, anger, jealousy, and envy. So, what is the healthy way of establishing our identity? The first step towards establishing our identity in a healthy way can be done by knowing ourselves well. You need to know yourself well. You need to know your strengths. You need to know your weaknesses. You need to know about yourself completely. When I say you need to know about yourself, I'm not talking about a one-day task, but I'm talking about a daily activity where you need to closely pay attention to yourself. And after you know about yourself, you need to learn to accept and embrace yourself. You need to accept your strengths. You need to accept your weaknesses. You need to embrace your weaknesses. It is important to accept and embrace your weaknesses. When you know your weakness, you will know how to handle your situations in a better way. You will know how to be prepared in certain situations. So, When you know and accept and embrace yourself, you will learn to balance your self-esteem, eventually letting you not get affected by people's opinion around you. Galatians chapter 5 verse 16 says, "Love your neighbor as you love yourself, but if you are always biting and devouring one another, watch out. Beware of destroying one another." Like I said before, people who experience failure in establishing their identity in people's opinions often express their failure through emotions like jealousy, hatred, anger, envy, and various other ways. And when they express their emotions in this pattern, they eventually receive the same emotions towards them. And we see a vicious circle that is just going to and fro between individuals. So Galatians 5:16 is telling us to not destroy one another, but instead love one another. When we come across people who feel jealous about us or who express their hatred towards us, we need to understand that they're struggling with low self-esteem. They're struggling to establish their identity, and we need to know that they need us. Let us make sure that we help them build their identity. We encourage one another and we help each other to build each of our lives. Let us continue to read verse 19. It says, "The acts of the flesh are obvious: sexual immorality, impurity, debauchery, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, discord, jealousy, fits of rage, selfish ambition, dissensions, factions and envy, drunkenness and orgies, and the like. I warn you, as I did before, that those who live like this will not inherit the kingdom of God." Sometimes, unknowingly, we may inherit qualities that are mentioned here. We may express our anger, we may express our jealousy, we may express our rage towards people around us unknowingly. Let us look within, and if we find any of these qualities within us, let us understand that this is an unhealthy pattern. And the moment you identify it, make sure that you prefer to choose the healthy way of establishing your identity. Pay close attention towards yourself. Know more about yourself. Accept and embrace yourself so that you will have a balanced self-esteem, so that you will not get affected by people's opinions around you, so that you can build harmony around you. Let us build the kingdom of God as it is in heaven on earth. Let us build each other's lives. Let us encourage one another.